Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Errol the True Spence. We do know Errol the True Spence said that he does not need that fourth strap to fight Terence Crawford in order to affect his legacy, in order to be an all-time great. And I'm just counterpunching through this, okay? This is an add-on, more evidence to show you guys that Errol the True Spence went from this.
Like I said, I'm going to get these belts over here, then I'm going to come take Terence Crawford belt because I said
I'm going to be undisputed
welterweight champion of the world. So the only way to make that happen is to take his belt. So, I mean,
nobody's avoiding him.
So as you heard him say that he wants all the belts, he wants to be undisputed, and he has to get the belt from Terence Crawford to do that, okay? And he went from that to this.
I don't think, it's something that, just that I need like that, but, it's something that I definitely want.
So you guys, as you can see, the different change of energy, change of heart, change of mind, change of preference, change of goals from Errol Spence. How could you go from, hey, I want all the belts, strap season, undisputed, to, hey, I don't need to do that because these guys, Mayweather, Trinidad, Oscar de la Hoya, never did that. Therefore, I don't need to do that. And basically what he was doing, he was using those guys as justification. He was justifying why he's not going to do that. I've been telling you guys for the last 3 years, Errol Spence does not want Terence Crawford. See, it's one thing to portray the boogeyman, to portray that guy that's looking for these big fights, that's almost like a damn bully. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm coming. I want your belt. I want to fight. But it's a different situation when someone turns that energy back on you. And that's what Terence Crawford did. See, Terence Crawford knew, you know what? I want to fight everybody up there. Because Terence Crawford has that Roy Jones Jr. type mentality. He wants to be the baddest man on the hill. He doesn't want to be, hey, yeah, I'm rich, I'm flashy, I'm this, I'm that, and then duck fighters. Roy didn't duck anybody. Neither did Terence Crawford. See, that's the difference. We can't say that about Errol Spence because we just saw in 2 examples of 2 different times where it was a priority to versus now, a couple days ago, oh, I don't really necessarily need that. And when you're saying I don't need that, oh, but I want that. No, that's just damage control. You don't want that. And I think before, honestly, I think he thought that someone was going to knock Terence Crawford off so he wouldn't have to worry about Terence Crawford. If you guys can remember how upset Errol Spence was when Terence Crawford stopped Shawn Porter, when Shawn Porter's father threw in the towel to avoid Shawn Porter to get further beat down to the ground. You guys remember that? How pissed he was, and he was just like, and then he left out. You guys remember that? He left out and was like, didn't want to talk to people. He was beelining himself to whatever vehicle that he came in at with his boys because he was pissed off. Because he knew at that point people were going to push for that fight. Why? Because they had a similar opponent. The common denominator was Shawn Porter at that time. Okay? And Terence Crawford had mopped the floor with him. Even though these channels tried their damnedest to do damage control. Oh, that's because Errol Spence damaged Shawn so badly in their fight that's why Terence Crawford had an easy ride. Do you think Shawn Porter was damaged when he went toe-to-toe with Errol Spence and he got caught with a left hook in the 11th round and got right back up? That was a flash knockdown. If you wanted to talk about knockdowns, that's being a flash knockdown, that is a direct example of a flash knockdown. Because he was pissed at himself. Yes, it caught him flush. It caught him on the chin. But he went down. He came right back up. That's damn near how Sugar Shane Mosley caught Floyd Money Mayweather in their second round when he caught him over the top of the head, and Floyd damn near went down, but got back up. The only difference was Sean Porter's knees touched and his glove touched. Okay? That was the only difference. But it was like this close because Floyd damn near went down, if you guys can remember that. Okay, so let's not play like Errol the True Spence wanted to desperately fight Terence Crawford. And then really for the record, when he did say that, he said the only way to do that is to fight Terence Crawford. Not that he really wanted to fight Terence Crawford. Okay, I have to make that known. Okay, I have to make that known because he didn't really have that full-fledged energy or desire in his voice and the way he was speaking to fight Terence Crawford then. I think he just thought, oh, somebody gonna whoop him. For example, last night, you know how happy he was to call old boy a bum-ass dude and all that, right? He was so happy to see that because he knew somebody else was calling him out that he didn't really want to deal with. But the reason I think he didn't want to fight Terence Crawford was he knew Terence Crawford's skill. He knew Terence Crawford was a beast, and he knew Terence Crawford was going from weight class to weight class to weight class. And now he's in his face, in his weight class, wanting that smoke. Okay? And when he mopped up Sean Porter, he already knew this guy is a fucking problem. So let me get rid of this guy. Let me stop talking about this guy. Let me find a way out. Oh, that's right. Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Felix Trinidad, they were never undisputed. So why should I? That's how you avoid those type of fights. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this evidence of Errol the True Spence ducking, avoiding, not wanting to face Terence Bud Crawford. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.